Gonna test the captions out and make sure that the captions work good for the Twitch audience. Hey there! Guess I'm coming onto the screen, folks, so you can see me. Also, unlike all of you weenies, I have a documented history of being great against horror. Documented history. Now, it is a documented history. It sure is. Oh, wait, what happened here? What the hell? How's everybody doing today? What's going on? What up, Liana? What up, Allie? What up, Cam? What up, Caracal? What up, me? Technically, I'm in chat. We call him Brave Josh the Courageous for a reason. Absolutely you do. That's, little known fact, that was my nickname in high school. Brave Josh the Courageous. Brave Sir Josh, he ran away. Casual reminder. The composer of this song had not heard Secret of the Forest from Chrono Trigger before composing it. Or so we were told. Kinda somber, this 28th ring looking kinda shaky right now. Caracal, why? It ain't over till it's over, by the way. I will say, I don't know, man. Like, it's gonna depend. Can Shohei show up for the next two? But I don't know. Shit ain't over yet. These games have both come out. These games have both come down to the fucking wire. Like, this is baseball, baby. I don't even like the Yankees for pre-established reasons. But, like, this is some damn good baseball. Baseball. Pre-established reasons, aka growing up in Massachusetts. You get me. You understand me. Also, I gotta say, as a known masshole who obviously roots for the Patriots, and as a man who openly desires the downfall of Aaron Rodgers, today was fucking great, man. Today was great. Now, you know, here's the real bullshit. Is that The Jets are 2-6, and here comes fucking Aaron Rodgers trotting out. We've been here before. We just need to run the table. It's like, buddy, you are not going nine. Like, you are not ripping off 9 wins. You ain't whipping off 8 wins. You ain't good enough. You know how I know? The Patriots beat you. And we are not a good team. And Drake may win out in the first half. Our best hope of anything in the future went out in the first half. And we still beat you. I didn't even want to win. Like, the best thing for me would have been if we took that man within an inch of his life and lost. Technically, because I want the Patriots to get, like, the highest possible pick, because we have our QB, so that's a situation where you can trade down, and you can get a boatload of picks and restock that offensive line, maybe grab another good receiver or run, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're cooking with gasoline now. I make an exception for Rodgers. Fuck that guy. They can lose every other game the rest of the way. We can go 2-15. I just needed to take a win off that son of a bitch. Should take a jet out of here. Got him! Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And I'm proud of you. Incidentally, so I just played it a second ago, but can we point out, Yuzo Koshiro, I made a joke skeet about it. Listen, I need everyone to understand. I am obviously a fucking chaos monster. So if you think I was going to go to Blue Sky and I was going to call that shit anything other than skeets, I don't fucking know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Obviously, I was going to call it a skeet. I was obviously always going to call it a skeet. There was never hope that I was going to call it anything other than a skeet. And for all the people who are like, do you even know what you're saying? That's cum. Yes. That's what makes it funny. What makes it funny is that. Cam, please tell me that's just the funniest possible. Please tell me that's just the funniest possible. Thank God. I was like, I will literally stop the stream to go message Charm. Be like, Charm, fix it. Fix it right now. Fix it. I don't know how. Fix it. Is it the verb or the noun? Yes. But anyways, for other people like, do you know what that means? I'm fully aware of what it means. That's what makes it funny. Not to sound like the hipster sport fan. I was always hip to sport anyways, but I always hated how they talk about Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers being the next Tom Brady when Tom Brady was still there, and as a former New Yorker, cannot stand Boston sports. No. I've been on the Aaron Rodgers hate for years. Because all I kept hearing for years is, if he had a great defense, he'd be winning all the rings if he had a great defense. And I was like, I don't know, man. I've seen other QBs who don't have a great defense win, if they're really that good. Joel? No! I could tell by the name alone. I know my kid. But yeah. But I made a skeet joking about how, no. I love you. Please, for real though, it was funny once. Don't keep spamming chat, okay? Love you! Hey! Open the door. Love you. Yeah, but, I made a skeet. I was joking about how, Streets of Rage 1 soundtrack, pretty damn good. The Streets of Rage 2 soundtrack is truly, truly all-time shit. And, I mean, tweeting or skeeting it was, Sega going to Yuzo Koshiro, and it was, hey man, so this is gonna be the sequel to fairly well received, popular beat 'em up. It's Streets of Rage 2. It's just a beat 'em up, so there's no need to go too hard or anything. Yuzo Koshiro, and it's just a guy on a beach playing a grand piano that's fucking on fire. Because that man truly, like, the musicality in the Streets of Rage 2 soundtrack is just... This is how, when you beat a level and it's just burned in my brain. It's burned in my brain. It is like the best level finish theme ever. Because he created... So he actually made the sound fonts and everything, from what I understand. Like, and it is a send up to house music and techno from the early 90s. This is a boss fight theme. Game. You're facing a boss right now! You're in trouble! Everything's in danger! Me as the player. Like, it's just so fucking good. I'd say they were filleting Breeze and Rogers to prevent saying that a black QB would be the next best thing, but I can't because they didn't even say that Peyton would be the next Brady. Correct. Could defend these fat beats. Wait, no, here's a good one. This is stage 3, I want to say. Hold on, because then he gets on the fucking keys with Bro, for what? It's a beat 'em up! On the Sega motherfucking Genesis! Anyways, let's boot up Slay the Princess. For everybody who is trying to... I would appreciate a lurk, but for anybody who's trying to, like, not see the spoopums, I'm officially turning this shit on. No, I haven't actually prepped my screen yet, so, like, you're not gonna be jump scared. I have to prep everything in the background, so you're good. But I'm letting you know that, like, I'm booting it up now, at least. The only Genesis soundtrack that lives rent-free in my head is the Sonic Tree soundtrack. Michael Jackson went hard on that. Like, no, it's true. And it's not just like, no, it's true, like, I forget who it was, but there was a Sega executive that tweeted out, talking about, this is just like, it was like working with Michael on the Sonic 3 soundtrack. And because I remember, because there was a games journalist who was just like, I've been working for months on trying to finally have the proof about this. And he just tweeted it out. It was so funny, because you could tell he was just like, the fuck am I supposed to do, man? Been working. His entire story gets thrown out, essentially. Yes, exactly. He found video game deep throat. Transform, fit to screen. Okay. Content warning, and this is from the game itself. This is a horror game and is not intended for all audiences. Please visit our website, www.blacktabbygames.com, if you need a list of specific content warnings. Slay the Princess contains flickering image effects, as well as a parallax effect that on rare occasions has caused motion sickness in players. If either of these effects cause health issues for you, you can disable them in the game's preferences. I'm really curious what the specific content list is, and so I am going to check that out. Tabby Games content warnings. Slay the Princess. The following is a list of specific content warnings for Slay the Princess. Direct spoilers will be avoided, but if you wish to avoid general spoilers for the game's content, scroll at your own risk. There are rare flashing images in the game, so if that's a health risk for you... Okay, general CWs. Mild nudity, realistic depictions of mutilation, disembowelment, realistic depictions of knife wounds, loss of self, cosmic horror, existential horror, being eaten alive, disembowelment, suffocation, realistic depiction of acid burns, jump scares. Alright. There's a lot. The main one I'm gonna point out that it did mention is suicide/forced suicide. If that is a too strong trigger for you, like I said, I would appreciate if you leave up a lurk. I understand if you just need to bounce entirely, but yeah, that's something you should know, because I know that is a very, very hefty and specific trigger for some people. I did not expect that long of a fucking content. Shut up! Hold on. Okay. There was a way to do it that didn't trigger that, but yeah. Alright, y'all. Yes, please warn Charm about that. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. I'm already fucking... Do I have to play this? Preferences. Window. Skip. Quick menu, visual, blinking, CT, sure, flicker images. I'm gonna leave on the effects. Okay. Why are all of them triggering at the same time? It's both annoying AF and mildly hilarious, like you work for one of them's corner. I don't know, Caracal. And it's only specifically when I shift which scene I'm looking at in a specific way. New game. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
The end of the world? What are you talking about? Okay, my choices are the end of the world. What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for doing this? Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution! Silently continue the cabin, turn around and leave.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
But how can a princess locked away in a basement in the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Okay. Do you have any evidence to back this up?
You're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
That's the sort of fucked up bullshit logic that I can't really argue, but I vehemently want to. Like, well, you're already here. Bitch, I wasn't playing! Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she is dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Okay.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Fucker's got a good argument. Can't someone else do this?
Oh, if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Do I get some sort of reward for doing this?
But you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Can you tell me what my prize is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Forget it.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her. And if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Oh, the pointer changed to have a blade on it.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Just checking in on you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
That's one way to put it. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
I think?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Okay, what is this? I wanted to wait until... Okay, I can see the flow of conversation. That's what I was curious. What are you going to do if I let you out of here?
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing.
It's true.
Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me?
No.
The prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Bitch, you are
Again,
not
she
in a
offers no
position.
specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
To be that fucking condescending. A relationship? You coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Man, Allie, none of this shit passes the smell test. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we've talked
Oh,
enough.
have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I don't honestly know what to choose here. The game is called Slay the Princess, right? So, like, logically, the first thing I should do is slay the princess, no? but I don't fucking feel right about it. What up, Starscapeds? This is my first time playing. I booted it up a couple minutes ago, so... Oh! I'm gonna fucking regret this. I'm getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like there are no wrong choices. It's a fun way of saying every choice is its own special version of wrong, which means they're all equally right in the wrongest way possible. I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Try the door.
But it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. Your
Hey, let me out of here!
Met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Okay.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom?
Exactly.
Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yep.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
In for a penny.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it.
My
Before
hands!
long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Did not look human. Also,
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
yes. Approach the locked
No,
door.
we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
What?
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the
I
blade.
didn't agree. Why am I...
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
I'm not human.
Watch me.
I'm like a lizard person. No! No!
Stop
her.
that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
exist.
The blade. Move the blade.
No!
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Make what quick?
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Judge?
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
Terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
This is
And as
so
far as trying to
trippy,
help her
man.
goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
This is more than just deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure this whole thing really
We
just
could go
happened.
back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess.
I mean, the unfortunate
You
truth
really
is
don't
he
remember
is
what happened
right.
last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did,
So the funny
you probably
thing
deserved
is,
it. I'm a professional.
in character, this would be a proper response,
Sure you are.
because the character
Anyway,
doesn't remember.
I believe your second
But I
question was,
remember.
what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
What up, Sphinx?
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Ooh.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
This is really
Oh, how
clever.
I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are.
This is really
You're
good.
talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
Let's talk
Just be
about this
quick
princess.
about it.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her. And all she did was slit my throat. How is she supposed to end the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right? What proof could you possibly ask for? Literally anything. Fine. Check your pockets.
Check your pockets.
Put your hands in your pockets and pull out an envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front. Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth." That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting?
This is a hell of a bit of proof.
I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side.
Immutable's a very good word.
You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
Who locked her in the basement? What is this
People
place?
locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
This fucking... If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Do you think, Eric?
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Yes, right. We're here because we're special. Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail will just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
I could just leave. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess. interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if
Allie,
you want to
also
do this
notable
right.
that this place is different. The cabin outside was by and large the same, but this isn't even wood on the inside. It's fucking stone. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
Definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should. There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
My brother
There's
in Christ, I
definitely
see
a
it.
mirror. There isn't. I think you know what we have to do.
Yeah. Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
This whole cabin is different than the last time.
Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely. Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
And her head. So that I
much
can't
for
cut her
cutting
free
out of
again.
here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless. That was there last time too, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Okay.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you were told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
Okay.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck. Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles. I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle.
I need to know.
Maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
There's a lot of posturing.
Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. All right? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't. Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
I'm here. What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
The question becomes, let's just say I don't have a way to prove she's lying, but she's already acknowledged the truth, which means she's acknowledged she killed us. So, what does lying now benefit her? The other chain on the wall, who's it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Inspect
I
the
wouldn't
shackle.
do that if I were you. And Why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is? And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
Man, the skeptic
Or
so
he's
far
telling
has
the
been
truth.
on this shit, as far as I'm concerned.
He isn't. I am.
Like, so far I'm sitting here like, I don't know, he seems smart, because he doesn't fucking trust them. Inspect the shackle.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad?
I didn't mean to click it, I'm sorry.
Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time. Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
What?!
And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement. Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now? Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now? Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve. That's horrible. It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
True.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch. No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
He's not wrong. Did you know this was going to happen to me?
No.
So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
What should we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
You're not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
Let's
You
wait
and
in
the
silence.
princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring. There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe.
True.
It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything.
But it's safe because she
She's
can't
not
get out.
ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it. How exactly does that work? It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that,
That's such a
even more
dick
time
line.
passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work. I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Hey, have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk. Remember?
Ma'am,
Still rude.
I am fucking trying to save you. Continue to wait in silence.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls. That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode. She hasn't starved. I guess she hasn't. Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement.
Where'd the knife go?
Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass, until suddenly there are no walls. And then... And... I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
He technically did make it out of the cabin.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
But you don't get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her stead.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking
If
for
there's
her.
even a her to find anymore. You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
The narrator's gone.
It is. Does that mean the world ended? It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
I don't have any other choice.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Solitary lights? What do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is determined, but also cautious. One that would rather let the world move around her than move it herself. She will make for a patient heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
All those arms. Is it possible those are all the arms that were cut off in other timelines? Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The
Biblically accurate
space
princess.
we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Were you always the princess? Or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Yes! Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow. She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
You can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting tab on your keyboard or R1 on your controller. Well, now I can have fun with it. Sweet! I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution!
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay. Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust.
Oh, I can tab through the stuff I know. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
Into the basement. Alright, so this time
The door to the basement.
I just try killing her, right? Hi!
Don't be a stranger. And it's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Okay, yeah, you got me. I'm here to slay you.
That isn't a good idea. Just drop the knife, and maybe the two of us can talk things out.
She's right, we shouldn't. We should just drop the blade. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her.
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
I mean,
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
are you sure she's not
I'm
armed?
positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Slay the princess.
You charge the princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you in the neck.
Well, we got that out of the way.
Blood sprays from the cut, your severed carotid artery painting
She
the
has
princess with
fang
strokes of red.
teeth.
You'd better finish your task quickly before you run out of time.
I could just die. Finish the job.
With the last bit of your will, you press forward, sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you collapse on the floor together, rapidly bleeding out.
Why does she have that facial expression?
Somehow, I thought this would turn out a little
What up,
differently.
Wizard Styles?
But I wonder. Do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
Okay, cool. Gaslighting the game!
Maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Hey, new voice!
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. When we asked you if you were sure she didn't have a weapon on her, you said you were positive she didn't. But it turns out she did, because when we charged her, she started stabbing us to death.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Turn around and leave.
And away we go. Good call.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Yes, I definitely know where I'm
Somehow I
going.
doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on
What a
track again.
douche.
Maybe the world can still be saved after
Oh,
all.
I need to turn around again and leave
You're really
again.
keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting fuzzy. What's going on? Where are we?
Did I find my way to another one of those mirrors?
That son of a bitch flipped over the table, didn't he?
The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by a textured nothing. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Memory returns. There's a distant rumbling, the sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. You already know what dwells in the empty spaces. Oh, shit! Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Confusion. Why are you here? I am unfinished. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. It is useless to us if it doesn't bring more gifts. Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A wagging finger. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am our only salvation.
You're on a path in the
Man! What the... Silently continue the cabin.
You make your way up the short path.
What happened is I kept refusing to go to the cabin because it was an option, and then reality unmade itself. Proceed into the cabin. Okay, this is the first time.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely...
I'm going to enter the basement without the blade.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. Her voice soft.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Except that is absolutely not her
Don't
fucking
let
voice.
it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
That was a different
You're playing
voice.
a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I'm here to save
How
you.
many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
This is a different voice.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat? I am begging you to stay focused.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Actually, I left the knife upstairs.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
I'll see what I can do. Examine the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I'm gonna check upstairs.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else
I've run
here?
into this before. Let
Your
me out of here!
shouts and pleas are met. I'll repeat myself once again.
Try
You
the
try
door.
the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier
I can't
for
say anything
who?
because I finished the game, but I'm watching the reactions
Easier
to different
for
voices
everyone.
totally.
Look at the mess you're in.
Oh, I've picked up all the different. Like, I'm trying to
I
see
heard
because
the door slam.
the little
They
details
locked you down here too, didn't they?
matter so much here. This
There's
is
a slight
such a
panic
mindfuck.
rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess is the only option.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours.
Shit.
Blood from her wounded arm dripping
The
rhythmically to the
cursor.
ground.
The cursor has blood on the end of the
How
knife.
is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Yo, the little fucking details on this. Approach the locked
No.
door.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are as the princess approaches the bottom stair. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
I've done warn her and resist before. But this is also a different fragment of the princess. Okay. Someone, though, I'm trying, like, I get that the whole point of this game is trying different things. Wizard Styles, I know you're in chat, you've played it. I don't know about anyone else who might be in chat who played it. Here's what I'm going to ask. This is obviously a different iteration of the princess because the voice is different. If I try and warn her and resist and everything with this iteration of the princess, will it just do the same thing as before? If so, like, should I just try slaying the princess, basically? This is the one time I'm going to ask on a call-in for this. Just because, like, the nature of this game. It won't let you do a thing that will take you to the same chapter 2. Got it. Thank you, Demeter. So in other words, I'm going to try this, and then, like, so, because now I'm really curious what'll happen.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to
This is
connect.
different.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The
Resist.
blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
This is a different princess.
Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed.
Man, the narrator can suck my nuts.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right?
I mean, it obviously can.
Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark,
And you die.
and you die.
The damsel. Okay.
You're on a path.
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
on a
woods,
path in the woods.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, you bastard. You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then... Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved...
How many voices are there?
Sneaky about it. Our beloved?
Okay.
Yes, you'll have to be very
So
sneaky
unless
about
I'm
your
crazy-
intentions if you're going to try and save the princess.
The voices have all been
So
born
all of the cards are on the table.
of the
Then you should
situation,
know
right?
that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Right, so reasonably speaking, the logical play here is there's me, there's the narrator, there's the voice of the hero, which has been a constant, and then we have so far run into the voice of the skeptic, the voice of the cheated, and the voice of the smitten. The skeptic came about very early on and was somewhat consistent until the world ended. The cheated came about right after we tried stabbing her, and she, after being told she was unarmed, she slid a blade out and stabbed us. The smitten came about after that particular encounter with the princess, who clearly cared about it, was a bit softer and kinder than before. I'm wondering if it's always narrator, me, hero, and then another voice specifically built on what we've run into to this point. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat. We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them.
This guy is
Some
something
things are better
else.
kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Yeah, the smitten sure fucking seems like he is a character.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries.
Okay, this is a different...
A prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table.
Also, the
with a
way these
pristine
windows
blade
are set,
perched on
it's
its edge.
almost like this one is like a
The
castle
blade is
on
your
high.
implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next. What are you talking?
Wipe the mirror
You
clean.
reach forward and rub your hand against the. There was. Now it's
Okay.
gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Why do I have feathers? But why do I have feathers?
You take the blade from the table. I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies. Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge, and hopefully it doesn't get turned on us. Again. There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
This guy is a fucking treat.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Okay.
Her voice.
Wait.
It's somehow even
Was
more
that the same
beautiful
voice?
than last time. I can hear wedding bells.
I need to hear another
already.
voice clip. I think
I've held
so.
my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Can I stab him?
Plenty loud, all right.
Just sheer curiosity.
It's
Can
you,
I stab
my
him?
dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero.
And she openly acknowledged
Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you,
that she
doesn't
remembers
it?
us from Jump.
Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before. That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world, but everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever, especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely
If another
unfair.
version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride, to a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't.
No.
There's no one else like me. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
No, now what I worry is that this version of the princess is too kind to be freed. What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
But before we started talking, did the world end? Did you end the world?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
No, I don't want the world to end.
Then I didn't end the world.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself.
No, she is quite literally
not so
telling us
sure.
what we want to hear. Oh, man. Do I have to cut you out again? Let me try rescue the princess.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains. Good luck with that. Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with ease. No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already? Because we've yet to present her with her freedom. I'm not sure I follow. Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do? I think I'd rather believe in facts.
I would just...
Ah, so you're one of those empiricists.
Oh my
One of us
fucking
has to
God.
be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? Yes.
This guy is the dumbest
Not on my
motherfucker.
watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
I
You
did not
wouldn't.
agree to this.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned.
The fucking
We're
acknowledgement.
doomed.
That shouldn't
I
have
can't
worked.
believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there
Right,
is
Allie?
seeing.
The fucking... That shouldn't
Is that
have
a
worked.
threat?
Just the full acknowledgement of it.
You know what we'll do if you try it. You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
What do you want to do?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I want you to tell me what you want.
I just want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me.
There's some...
That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
There's some distant, unsettling noise. But you need your own thing. You just met me. You can't base your entire happiness
Okay,
around me.
if that's what makes you happy.
Oh...
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
I just want to leave. We can figure out the rest later.
That sounds perfect.
Oh, phew. She's back to normal.
Normal?
That was a bit
What are
too
you talking
creepy.
about? Our angel has always been like
And I
this.
didn't want to keep going down that
Absolutely
question line.
flawless. As the princess takes your hand in hers, you let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor, and with it tumbles the last hope for the entire world.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending.
I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it.
I will mope about it.
Because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess
If I'm not
walk up
incorrect-
the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this.
If I'm not incorrect, all of these non-princess voices are the same guy, right? Like, the narrator, the voice of the hero, the voice of the smitten, the voice of the cheated, the voice of the skeptic. They're all the same guy, right? Like, the same individual. Not in world, but I mean, like, the voice actor. They got one guy to do all of this. Because if so, it's one of my favorite things in anything ever, which is when a VA gets to go back and forth with themselves. So, one of my favorite examples is in Fire Emblem. Matthew Mercer voices both Chrom from Fire Emblem Awakening and Ryoma from Fire Emblem Fates, which obviously wouldn't be a problem in world, but then they came out with the first Fire Emblem Warriors game where they mishmashed heroes from different worlds together, and Ryoma and Chrom could interact, and they actually gave them support conversation, so Matt had to talk to himself. It's hilarious. It's one of my favorite things.
And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
What an asshole.
That's a familiar move.
What an asshole.
Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's
Charm!
not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
The Matt times
She's
Matt
right.
action is great.
It isn't fair, but the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love.
But yeah, VAs
Enough
getting to
with
go
this
back
true
and forth
love
with
nonsense.
themselves
Just met her.
is...
Of course,
A
you wouldn't
plus.
understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known.
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
Wait,
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
look at her eyes. This eye like, you could say maybe it's just like reflections or whatnot, right? That her iris and like her pupil right here, that it looks like a leaf, sure. But right here, if you look very closely, it looks like a hand reaching out. It's very small and it's very subtle. But that does look like a hand reaching out, which is relevant for obvious reasons in this game. I think I've got this.
Okay, yeah, you've got this.
You place your hand on the door. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? Ha! I knew it. Your words are no match for the pure strength of our hearts, bound together as one.
It's the voice of the smitten literally overpowering the narrator through the power of love. I need someone to tell me that's not actually what's happening right now.
You and the princess make your way upstairs. Her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix myself a drink before you ruin everything. If I'm about to see the end of the world, I'd rather not see it sober. You know, if her walking out that door is really going to end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone.
I mean, it's a good point
That's
for the hero.
not how this works. Yes, what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
This stupid bastard. I'm morbidly curious. All we need to be happy is each other. What if we just stayed here and built a life together?
What a romantic suggestion. You're right. We don't need the world. All we need is each other. That's exactly what I just suggested. Was it not romantic when I suggested it? Did you suggest that? I wasn't listening. You answered me.
But the door's right there. We can just leave.
Wait. Why would she say that? Was she not wooed by our proclamation of love? Are we not enough for her? She's not wooed by you because staying here and building a life together isn't a solution. It isn't anything. It's a non-answer. It can't be done.
See, here's what I'm saying. It's a special kind of thing because, yes, he was making fun of the other guy's voice, but it's his fucking voice. So he is making fun of himself making a voice, and nobody can roast you better than you can roast yourself. It's like my constant joke I say all the time, where I tell people my nickname is HBO because I don't take commercial interruption. Like, I make fun of myself better than anybody else is gonna make fun of me. You give me the opportunity to roast myself in character, I promise you I'm going to succeed. You're right. We're leaving.
Okay,
I need to see what happens.
that's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
I need to see what happens.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin. And then you step outside. A happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
Shut up!
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
Oh,
She's
no.
cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
But you don't get the chance to make that jacket, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
I mean, Charm, you're not wrong, TBH. It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
Oh, even the voice of the smitten is scared. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
Kind of. Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
When I found you in the long quiet alone, I was terrified. What if you had decided to let me wither? But your commitment now is final. Your ability to walk the path of mutual annihilation is vanished with your return. If you still wish to obliterate me, it will have to wait until I am complete. Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a single straight answer?
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
What do you feel about me? These vessels I've been bringing you, I've hurt them.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Do you like the hands puppeteering the mouth? Oh no, it's the little details and things like that, and like how it's moving, and also with it covering the eyes. Obviously, we've seen ourselves in the mirror, right? So if we've seen ourselves in the mirror, like, we can see that we are some sort of monstrous-looking figure. We know we have wings and feathers and claws and talons and scaly skin. But there is a bit of deflection in that. Obviously, that is the intention. But, that being said, all the same, are her eyes covered by those hands because see no evil? And we're what's in front of her? You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons.
She obviously
to
cannot
discover.
see because of hands on eyes. You know what? Good point, Weebo. Fucking nailed it. 10 out of 10. God, I wish I could have seen that. I was thinking maybe it's so you cannot see your reflection there without choosing to do so. That might also be it. Again, there's layers, and we don't get the answers, so how many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective.
The song is honestly
You will
kind
have
of...
your rest in due time.
No,
I'm
Weebo.
sorry for
I
the
was
burdens
playing
I
along
place
with
on
it.
you.
Like, no. I didn't take that as you being rude or anything. It was funny. Or for some reason, she does not see you fully either. Could be that. I could destroy my body, which I haven't seen that yet, but I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. Chapter 1.
You're on a path in the woods.
Okay. Okay, thanks for telling me what to do.
It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path.
Okay, proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
Take the
You
blade.
take the blade from the table.
Enter the basement. Continue
Good.
down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the prince. She's so cold. Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Steal your nerves and
You
step
step
forward.
forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
So, y'all told me it won't let me do something I've already done. Or go to the same chapter 2, I should say. What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us?
You go into this expecting to die. You're going to die.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Well, squint at the princess while holding
You
onto the
stare
blade.
at the princess, squinting. She squints back.
The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
Squint at the
You
princess even
squint
harder.
even harder. So does she.
At least nobody's dying right now.
What up, Roku?
You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever.
Weebo,
Eventually,
so I am not
someone
trying
is
to get
going
spoiled
to
at all.
have to blink.
But I did specifically ask a bit before, and so that's why I was saying, just for the purpose of like not wasting everyone's time, I was like, okay, I've already tried this thing, but it was with a different like iteration of the princess than the first time I'd done it. I was like, if I do it again, will the same thing happen? Like, am I gonna waste everyone's time? And they specifically explained to me, quite simply, I cannot go to the same chapter 2 I've already been to. And I was like, okay, that's good enough for me. So now I know that even if I make choices that on their face seem the same, I will not necessarily walk down the same road that I've been to. I'll drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
She was just threatening us a second ago. Am I the only one here unnerved by that perfect little laugh? I'll take that as a sign that you're finally coming around to reason.
I have no idea. To be honest, I don't even know why I'm down here, or how I got here. I was kind of hoping you might be able to shed some light on the whole situation.
Yeah, pretty much, Charm. I had an epiphany this morning that annual sports video games should follow the Call of Duty model, with 2 different developers piggybacking the release schedule, each with their own proprietary game features. See, here's the thing, Butch Hyena, they did do that for a bit, and then game devs, being game devs, fucking ruined it by exclusivity deals. So, for instance, back in the day, there used to be, and not even that far back, but there was notably both the 2K basketball series and the NBA Live basketball series running concurrently. And NBA Live was not nearly as enjoyed, but there were some people who really preferred it. But now all we get is 2K, because gaming. I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster? If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I'm inclined to trust them.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
Still have a few more questions before I decide what to do.
What do you want to know?
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of...
How would I get you out of here?
You can't.
How long have I been here? Da-da-da-da. Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you just...
You know why...
I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help.
This game
And
is
if you
also on sale
don't-
right now for anyone who thinks it looks interesting.
I can promise that you'll come to regret
Because
that
the
decision.
Pristine Cut dropped this week, and to celebrate
to
that,
make a
they have it,
choice.
I think, 20% off on
Let's
Steam
hope for
right now.
all our
So you
sakes
can get it
it's
for
the
like
right
14
one.
bucks and change. And it's really interesting. It's also bundled with some other games right now that I've heard good things about. I have not gotten to play 1,000 Times Resist yet, but I've seen several people speak incredibly highly of it. A few people who have called it their game of the year. I made my choice. I'm locking her in the basement.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
I'm too pot committed. No, we're sticking to the plan and locking her
It'll be
down
the
here.
death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
That's probably not good.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare.
She sounds like
As she
monstrous
violently rattles
Garfield.
the door, you do your
Being
best
like,
to shut
where
her
are
up.
you, John?
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker.
She really wants
No.
that lasagna.
It doesn't.
Threaten me all you want. All it does is ease my guilty
These
conscience.
aren't threats. These are promises. Sooner or later, you're going to have to sleep, and I'll make sure you never see the light of day again.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall.
This might be a jump scare, y'all.
You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet,
Oh.
and as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops
Okay.
working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
I can fix her. I can make her worse.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
But it is.
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The nightmare! Oh!
You're on a path
Good.
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
Which voice do we get this time? She's going to kill me again.
People don't die twice. You haven't even met. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best. Shh. What if he hears us?
Voice of the
That's
paranoid.
a very good question.
That's not a good sign,
What
Allie.
if he does hear you? Shit. I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we've met. Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world to save, after all.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning. Before you, she will lie.
Yep.
I don't think lying and cheating is her thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least, she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away.
True.
It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
Okay, proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway.
That doesn't make
The blade
sense.
is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time.
And who the
It's just an empty frame.
you see these over here, right?
She's already got out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not
I
already
don't
gotten out.
know.
But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done.
But this is the same cabin as last time. Every other time it's been
So
somewhere
deep breath
else.
in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
Why are we in the same one? Take the blade.
You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. Steel can't lie to us. Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife? Could we have a bomb? The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself. Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach.
Yep.
Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad.
Can't have a rocket launcher, my guy? This whole cabin is different, but
Very
it's not.
different. I'm not the only one who sees her in the window, right? She knows that we're here. Calm down. Maybe the three of you just think everything is different because you haven't been here before.
So the thing
Enough
is,
of
the
this
door
past
situation is
life
different,
nonsense.
but the
You haven't
tables
died,
flip the
you
same
certainly
way.
haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up.
Enter the basement.
You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps, suspended in darkness. More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
How hard is it to throw a knife?
It can't be that hard. But then we'd lose our weapon. We'd have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious and we'd be defenseless. If a knife is even enough to do anything against something like her in the first place. It'll be enough.
I'm going to talk to her.
Didn't you hear my warning a minute ago? She can't be trusted. Talking won't do you any good. Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself
go to
between
hell.
2 loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
Okay.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter. Because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Oh, fuck you. With that line delivery. Let's go right.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb.
Go to hell.
Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
And you brought your little knife with you again. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this. Think. Think! What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. Nerves. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death. Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again. Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me?
Nap time, nerd!
You have seconds left.
Can you focus, please?
Yes, I'm sure. Heart, lungs, liver. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath. Liver.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you?
Heart, lungs.
Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. Your weapon is still in your hands. Strike at her and end this before it's too late.
Why won't you finish me off?
Because I don't want to. And even if I did, I don't have to. Look at the way you're struggling to stay alive. It's taking everything you have to keep your heart pumping right now. And I'm enjoying the show.
The princess leans forward, bringing her masked lips close.
Oh, that's a little creepy.
If I want to see you gone, all I need to do is break your concentration.
heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves. She slowly runs her velvet glove across the base of your neck. It feels like static. And then... Shit, make her stop! Hey, snap out of it. Okay, deep breath, we're fine. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. You're back. Lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
One moment,
lungs, liver,
and then you're
nerves,
gone.
heart, lungs,
Just
liver,
like
nerves,
that.
heart, lungs, liver,
Ah,
nerves,
and
heart,
there's the
lungs,
fear.
liver, nerves. She pulls away. Lungs, liver, nerves,
But that wouldn't be very fun, now
liver,
would it?
nerves,
I've already
heart,
done that.
lungs, liver, nerves, heart, 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 lungs.
If you want to work together, can you at least turn off this whole organ shutting down
I am
situation?
what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
Nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
What happened after you killed
I
me
tried
last
to
time?
leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then...
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves,
Well,
heart,
you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too.
heart, lungs, liver.
I don't think I can move without you. And dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
If you need me alive, then why did you threaten me on the stairs? Why didn't you try being nice
I
to
am
me?
being nice. You're alive, aren't you?
Liver, nerves,
And you died of fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me.
nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
You seem miserable.
Nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
I was sent here to stop you from destroying the and if I let you out, what then? Do we go our separate ways?
No, definitely not. If you're what I need to leave this place, chances are you're pretty useful. I think I'll keep you right by my side. A little good luck charm to make sure I stay free.
Nerves,
Don't worry, I'll make sure to take good care of you. I promise.
nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
Being around you is agony. I'm not going to stick
Oh,
around.
we both know that you don't have a say here, so you should just look on the bright side.
Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver,
I'm not sure what the bright side is for you, but I'm positive you can find it if you look hard enough.
liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs.
We don't have to be enemies. We can work together. We can be friends even.
I'm glad you're seeing things my way.
Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, 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 liver, nerves.
You're a lunatic. You know that,
Like I
right?
said, I am what I am, and right now, I'm in control. So, you might want to be a little nicer to me.
She raises one long gloved finger, its tip hovering just over your skin, seeming to enjoy the lingering threat. But she withdraws, sparing you another momentary glimpse of death. Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, 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 lungs, liver.
Fine.
Nerves,
You win.
lungs,
I'll let you. No.
nerves, heart, lungs,
Because I don't know that I want this version of her to merge with the thing.
nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
I'm not doing any of this. I'm not helping you leave, and I'm not going to try and kill you. So do your worst.
Are you serious? Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. You fling the blade into the void, denying yourself the opportunity to ever slay her and finish your mission. Nobody's happy here, but maybe it's for the best. Liver, nerves, heart,
You poor deluded thing. Do you think a single moment of bravery changes you into something you're not? I am what I am, and you're always going to be a coward.
She raises a hand to her mask and pulls it down. You don't get the chance to see what lies beneath before it envelops you. Like a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken. No.
Let me out.
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
Let me out.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment. Gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
Let me out.
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger, rage, distance, poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
Let me out.
No. What's happening to us?
Let me out.
This is all too much. I can't keep going.
You can't keep going? Well, what are you talking about?
Keep going. But he doesn't respond.
Oops, I think I broke you. I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
Your body is dead, but you live on. Whoa. The moment of clarity.
You're on a path in the...
Shit. What the hell was that? Who are we? What are we doing?
There was a princess, I think.
Voice of
It's
the
all
broken.
so fuzzy.
Yeah, no,
Hurts
literally,
when I try
Ellie.
to remember.
I broke it.
You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until I... You've already been here, haven't you? I guess. It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left. We have to let her out.
No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay her. Slay? We decided not to do that, didn't we? Yeah, we're supposed to let her out.
If this
really
if this
the
turns
only
into a
way this works
pixel-based
out for us.
card game,
If you think about it,
I'm out.
she's the one with power here. Nobody else can do much of anything.
voice of the opportunist. How many?
No, we were supposed to keep her trapped there forever. I think.
We're supposed to be unfeeling. How many times do I have to tell you to snuff out your heart?
Oh shit.
We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much fear everywhere.
There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything. We love her, so we have to set her free. Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us?
To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love.
Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us.
I'm glad someone acknowledged it.
This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
I think they're all wrong.
Of course we're wrong.
She's the only thing that's right. Yes, obviously they're all wrong. What are you going to do about it?
Getting back to his earlier question, how many times have you all been here?
Many. Many, many, many times.
It feels like we've been here forever. But it also feels like we've barely been here at all.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, we just have to do what
Are we
she
absorbing
says,
every
and
heroes
then
every time we die?
everything
I
will
don't
be
know,
fine.
Frankie.
It won't.
It will be for us. She said so. You're part of everything. If things aren't fine for everything, they won't be fine for you. There's no difference between fine and not fine. It just goes on and on.
But that doesn't make sense. I only remember being here twice before this, and some of you don't seem to remember being here at all. Was I here those other times? Did someone else make the decisions?
What does here even mean if you really think about it?
Shut up!
Shut up. You were here.
Contrarianism is not what I need right now.
You did your best, really. There's just a pecking order.
And our cruel and beautiful goddess sits atop it, right where she's always belonged.
You're lucky. What I would give to be able to forget. I've tried to keep them numb, but they're all too soft. A shame, really.
What if I don't go to the cabin?
Tried that. It doesn't work. Our hearts always brought us back to her. The deck is stacked. So many paths, and they're all circles.
I feel so disjointed. I don't know if I can pull this off. I don't know if I can slay
How you
her.
feel. You have to slay her. You have to pull yourself together. You have to snap out of it. You're lucky you haven't been stuck here like the rest of them. There's no other way to keep going. You either need to forget, or you need to stop feeling much of anything. They can't do either. He's not wrong. He's the only smart one left, if you ask me.
He's worse than her.
Smitten's kind of growing on me, I'm not gonna lie. He's stupid, but he's kind of growing on me. If I don't remember what I did, then it couldn't have been me
Don't
that did
think
it.
about that too hard. All it will do is weaken your resolve and make it that much harder for you to slay her.
Maybe you're shattered in your own
Exactly. Smitten is just
You,
keeping
your
his
memories.
eyes on the prize.
Or are
And
you
the
the
prize,
one
in this
perceiving the present
particular
moment?
scenario, is them
Ugh,
yams.
here you go philosophizing again. It never goes anywhere.
Yes, this is far from the first time you've asked us about consciousness. Who am I? What am I? What is I? Who even cares? They're good questions, great questions even, but they don't have any answers. And they all just end in quivering torment. It doesn't matter what we do, because we always find her, and if we don't find her, she always finds us.
The prize has killed us multiple times to the point we've gone
Then
mad.
she smashes
Yes!
us into
True!
smaller
Counterpoint!
If
Yams.
you all just stopped feeling, we could have been done with this ages ago. Your thoughts are far too scattered to rein back in. Your only option is to silence them.
Can you make sense
There's
of
nothing
them?
worth making sense of. They're clearly all traumatized.
That's actually very blunt, but also
Yet,
true.
you aren't. We break apart, and you stay the same.
Yeah, what's your secret? Why can you break the rules when we can't?
He can go to a supermarket then. Proceed to the cabin.
You slowly make your way through the umbral forest, bumping against unseen trees as you grasp through the darkness for a way forward.
What is this shit gonna look like?
But eventually, you do make it to the cabin. Or rather, you make it to the place a cabin should have been. Instead, all you find is an empty hill. No, this isn't right. There's a cabin there. There's always supposed to be a cabin there.
These yams ain't sitting in the
Don't
produce
ask
section.
him about
You gotta
the
go to a
mirror.
farmer's market for these Sams. Exactly.
He always says he never sees it.
He always lies.
And he always makes it gone. Stay focused. You still have a job to do, and it's best not to be distracted by fraying thoughts. There is no mirror. You know that as well as I do.
She's still here, buried deep inside the earth.
These yams are special.
walk
These
up
yams
the
got
hill.
razor blades and
You
blind them.
always give
You
too
know
much
you two don't
space
have to
to
say
the
the same
others.
thing, right? Like,
That's
either
why
one of
you
you
always
individually
lose.
already said the sentence. It was the same sentence, just twice. Never sleep with crazy. Wrong, Squimshy! Wrong! There is wrong. This is a very well known and documented thing. There is a hot to crazy scale, okay? There's an amount you are allowed to be hot in which you are equally allowed to be as crazy. Okay? If you are a 5 on the hot scale, you're allowed to be a 5 on the crazy scale. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. And what's wrong with giving them space? What if it helps them? What if they need to be heard?
They've been heard too much. It's why they are the way they are.
Exactly. They are delusions, and all that catering to them will do is drag you down to their level. You have to keep moving. Or you could just give up.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up the hill, hesitating just beyond the bounds of the cabin.
The cabin that isn't there.
You've got to clean the mirror, haven't you? You've got to see what's in it.
I think that scale was
into
made up by a hottie
pieces.
trying to justify the crazy.
She's on the other
Yes,
side.
it was.
We have to
But-
let her out. It's the only way we can be
Okay.
free.
Now, to be clear,
It's the only way we can have our
the hot
thoughts
crazy
back.
scale was probably invented by a hottie who was trying to justify the crazy. But the point is, she was hot enough to justify that crazy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Just go around it.
Just do something.
Okay, Josh, I know how
Doesn't
jealous
matter
you...
what.
Yeah, I know you're jealous of how well me and Cam share. I am jealous, but also...
Proceed. Proceed to where? I'm afraid you're going to have to be a little more specific.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
That's a new one. Do you think it'll work? Of course it'll work. He always makes the best decisions. It's why he gets to make them.
And it already has worked. It's gone, don't you see? We're
Blade's
one
there.
step closer to her.
The interior of the cabin is much the same as the exterior of the cabin. A dull, fuzzy, dreamlike nothing. It's empty and isolating, but there's just enough vague shape and unknown texture to suggest the structure they're in. Wrong and unsettling as it may be. The only object of note is a pristine blade buried in the dirt floor, a hint of its shining edge teasing through the sediment. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right.
Take it. It's the only way forward.
You have to take the blade.
You reach down to take the blade, but as you do, the ground beneath it shifts, the weapon sinking deep into the earth. You lean over the hole and gaze into the abyss. It is so very deep. Deep in the bowels of the earth, you see something staring back at you. It fills you with dread. It's her.
Of course it's her.
She never stops watching us.
You really are a coward.
With every word she speaks, the princess in the pit blinks closer.
When I said that way back when, you know that, right?
Closer.
I was having some fun, and I guess I wanted to see if I could knock you.
Melt me?
And closer.
Oh, you.
Watching over me forever? That was so brave.
And closer.
Okay.
Forever is so long. And time erodes everything.
Now, I ain't no hand scientist. But I'm pretty sure you're only supposed to have 2 of them. Like, for a second I was like, okay, maybe it was like arms and legs. But nope! They're all hands! All 5 of them.
Except for me. I've already taken your will, and you're not getting it back. All that's left is for you to take me away and let me out. It'll be so much fun. You and me, together, exploring the world and spreading fear wherever we go. Well, mostly just me. But you'll get to be there too. A witness. I can even make you a little cage if you want. Gilded and everything. Now don't pause. Don't try to resist. I've already molded you into what I need. And you lost your power so long ago. Don't bother working yourself into a frenzy to get it back.
Do something. Do anything that isn't taking her hand.
I don't know that I can. There is no other ending here. Just take her hand and set her free.
You extend your hand to hers. For all her past cruelties, the moment feels gentle. Tender, even. I can't believe you just made me say that. I hate you. The motion is difficult at first, as if something still resists your efforts. But then that resistance gives way, and it's over.
Is it because we showed her kindness?
And that's the end. I wonder what we're going to do next.
I didn't think I'd be so tired.
The princess, exhausted, slumps.
Why is it so cold?
We know how this goes. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave.
She's gone.
Memory returns.
Yeah. I can finally think again. Almost.
That mirror's back. What does that mean for us? I'm sure it'll be whisked away, just like her. Maybe it won't be gone. Things are different now, aren't they? It doesn't seem like there's much else to do here.
Finally, we can smash it.
Oh, will you stop with the smashing?
What do we say, boys? One last vain attempt to look at ourselves.
Yeah,
You gotta fucking love him. I'm
I
sorry.
think I'd like that.
Seems we've got a majority. All that's left is to give it a look.
Approach the mirror. Step towards the mirror once more. Its secrets remain hidden. Its mysteries remain
Something
unresolved.
tells me that this is the end of the line. But I don't feel bad about it. I'm ready. It feels okay. The fear's gone. I'm done fighting. My heart feels quiet. The game was always going to end. I'll be free of all of you.
Wow.
I'm ready for the truth.
I'm ready to sleep.
I'm just ready to be anywhere that isn't here. Boys, it's been an honor.
Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cavern. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
Huh? Yes. Can you turn off the light? Light you. How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
It doesn't matter how many times I go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
Really. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is a waiting maw, an inevitable destination where all roads end. She will make for a wise heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Figured out what you want when we finished?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
Still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
Specifically, it's much more melancholic. It was already a very sad and emotional song, and yet they still found a way to make it more melancholic because they're playing the through line keys in minor. So you don't have any preference on how you'd like to change your
The
route?
tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets. My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
I'm still planning to kill you once we're done with this.
If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. But know that I do not wish you harm, even if you attempt to destroy me.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
I'm ready to go back.
I will be here.
when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on
This
a
fucking
path.
game, man. Okay.
You're here to slay her.
If I go here. Save, save. Now, if I do load. Okay. Here's the thing. I would love to keep going. I have so many questions. But I still have to run to the store tonight. Before even that, I have to detangle my youngest's hair. I have things I gotta do, and they've got a bedtime, and like there's a lot going on. And, you know, just quite frankly, the fact that I've already gone for 3 hours and change. But I'm gonna be back with more of this on Tuesday. I will tell Sephi that I need to wait one more week before we start reconvening with our streaming. Because I gotta get answers. And it's still Spoopy Games Month. So we will continue this. I looked into it a bit before playing, and most likely, like, from what I understand, like, you can beat this game in any amount that matters in, like, 4 to 5 hours, so I should be able to finish it within the next stream. But, like, 100% completion, like, getting every last path and everything is, like, a 12 to 13 hour endeavor. I am not doing that. I am 100% not doing that. But I will get to some sort of inevitable conclusion. So I will return on Tuesday is my current plan with this. And we'll go from there. And then this upcoming weekend, I probably have to preemptively cancel Saturday because it's going to be Gideon's playoff game. But if his game is early enough, like, if it's an earlier in the day game, then I'll be able to stream, and I don't have the time yet, so that's why I haven't done it yet. As soon as I get the time for the game, I'll let y'all know. If it's going to be a later game, then I'm just going to preemptively cancel it, because he obviously comes first. But regardless, on Sunday, I am going to not have the kids, so I will do a longer stream to return to Dawn Trail regardless, and the first thing out of Spoopy Games Month is going to be finishing Dawn Trail, and then from there, I don't know yet. I am not burdening myself with another big-time release, because I literally spent this year going, like, Infinite Wealth, into FF7 Rebirth, into, like, it just being big release, big release, big release, big release. So, you know, is he playing the Little Giants or the actual New York Giants? Well, the way with Daniel Jones has been playing, could go either way. But yeah, I've just been doing big release, big release. I think, honestly, I'll take a step back from that for a little bit and, like, pick up an old game. I was considering maybe streaming a challenge run that I could then turn into a YouTube video. Like, I'd have to figure out how best to format my layout and everything. But I was considering running, I would either do a new game, a game I haven't played but that I'm interested in playing, doing a playthrough of or something like that, or consider doing an old game I know well, but do a challenge run in. I've considered the idea of doing, like, for instance, Breath of Fire 3, wrong builds only, quote-unquote wrong build, so, like, Mage Ryu, Swole Nina. I was considering about doing something like that. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't made any decisions yet. The whole point is, I'm not, as much as I would love to sit here and be like, hey folks, someone should get me Metaphor Refantatio because, like, that looks like an awesome game and I'll stream it. I'll be 100% honest with you. If you hit !throne in chat, you will bring up my throne wish list. And I believe I put Metaphor on there. Let me make sure I'm not lying. I'm going to make a point here in saying it, so just understand. I believe I put Metaphor on said wish list because it looks so good, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. Like, literally nothing but good things about it. Yeah, I did put it on there. I'm gonna be 100% honest. If someone did go out of their way to buy me Metaphor, I'm not fucking streaming it. I'm just being honest. I want to get that, and I want it to be for me. I know it's a long playthrough. I want to get it at some point. I want to get my hands on it at some point. I want to get it for the PS5. It is going to be for me. Like, no offense to everyone here, but it's one of those things where, like, as a streamer, you're allowed to, like, say, no, I want to enjoy this game. And especially with what I've seen from it, like it having so much to do with racism and this, that, or the other, I don't want to, I want to experience and enjoy that kind of a story for myself. Like, I shared Infinite Wealth with y'all, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I got to share my passion and love for that game, but it kept meaning that I kept having to wait for stream days to play more and things like that, you know what I mean? I would love a game, especially now that football season is about to be over. I'm going to have my situation be such that I'm not going to have the kids every night, things like that. I would like to have something that's going to be for me. So, I know that made my pitch of, here's why you should donate. Thank you, Swimshy, I appreciate the follow. Here's why you should donate me $70 with exclamation point KOFI, or here's why you should do exclamation point throne and buy me Metaphor, or anything else off that list. I know that was a very shitty sales pitch, okay? But I would like to be honest. I would like to be honest with people, right? Because I keep bringing up how I really want to play that game, how I've got to get that game, and I put it on there. I gotta be honest, but yeah, I want to get it. It looks very, very good. For those of you, I have a good buddy. He goes by Tantacles online. Israel, and I was about to say his real name. I'm like, let me not dox him. But he goes by Tantacles online. Funny, hilarious dude, does great YouTube videos, a lot of challenge runs, things like that. Tantacles. Very funny. If you ever are interested in watching like some RPG challenge videos, he's done Can You Beat Final Fantasy VII with just Cloud, Final Fantasy VIII with just Squall, Final Fantasy VIII with just Hot Girls, Super Mario RPG with just every individual character by themselves. Lots of different fun runs. And he is currently doing Can I Beat Metaphor with only mages. And I do believe he means just the mage, like, class, or I don't know what the technical term for it is, because obviously I haven't played the game and don't own it yet. But yeah, he's doing that right now. He's doing streams of it, and he's going to have a video out of that soon. So that should be fun. But yeah, so like I said, FF8 with Hot Girls, how I play every RPG. Yeah, basically. So yeah, it's not Persona, exactly. But yeah, so like I said, I'll be back Tuesday, for sure. We'll be continuing with this, because I'm so fucking curious. And we'll go from there. Thank you all so very much for hanging out with me. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Until next time. I'll catch you later, fam.